Why did my color just change?
Yeah, we could do that. Oh, yeah, your color changed. Did the sun go away? You're yellow now.
No, I have the
Did you turn on your sepia filter?
No, I never touched anything.
I thought it was
doesn't
sepia.
exist in this.
Is there a filter?
Rachel, you even look like you have color. You're a different color than the wall behind you.
It's because I got burnt on the weekend.
I don't.
Yeah, you must have.
You were
I
outside.
came inside. I was like, my face is hot.
You actually
I was
came
like, oh.
outside.
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay.
And this is how we begin. Oh, there. That's good.
Forman didn't know we were even starting.
Yeah.
What do you got there? Flavored water?
No, it's a beer.
No, it's not.
Wink.
Okay. All right. Whatever.
Okay.
No, it's just
Sparkling water.
Look, we're recording
We've
this in the morning.
We've mellowed in our old age.
AM. It's AM as we record this.
You may have gotten the impression over many, many episodes of this podcast. Now here we are in episode 76 that we're alcoholics, but in fact, that's just water.
That's just water. Yes. By the way, this is due to underwhelming demand. The podcast with Dave, Rachel, and Forman, named after a lousy May 24th firework.
Just one firework.
Dud. Like,
that's true.
Yeah. Did you
it's
get
a
that,
dud.
Rachel?
It's
Dud
a dud.
as in DUD,
I
right?
get it. Yeah, I get it.
Okay, well,
I
just
get
checking.
that.
Just checking. And this podcast is brought to you by Backus-Page House Museum. We're going to tell you more about them in a very special event later on in the podcast. So hang around for that, please.
Yeah,
please
special event is coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's right. But right now, we need to talk about Forman's new gig.
Yes, coming up this summer.
Yes,
Okay.
Forman's got a gig.
August through October, I will be employed most weekends throughout southwestern Ontario.
Wow.
Only on the weekend.
Yeah, generally a Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm anticipating.
So we can we go around and watch you do whatever it is you're doing?
What kind of weekend
Absolutely
work
can.
you're doing here? What is
Okay.
it? Are you an Uber driver?
Uber Eats.
Yeah.
No, I am not. It's based on my very well-known and vast, extensive knowledge of vintage tractors, as we've discussed many times.
Of course.
If there's one thing I know about Forman, my God, every day he would come in and just tell us another fun fact about tractors.
Yeah. Not just regular tractors. Vintage tractors.
Yeah. He didn't care about the modern ones.
No.
Not at
It was
all.
specific. You're right. It was specifically.
And it's specific to how much weight they can pull for how long of a track.
Oh, it's
Okay.
a
You
big,
can find me. You can
vintage
find me
tractor
hyping up
pulls.
the crowd everywhere from Brigden to Forest to Woodstock to Florence, Petrolia, Wyoming, and Alvinston.
Wow.
All the hot spots.
You're going to be at all the tractor pulls. What about Shedden? Don't they have one?
Possibly also there.
Rosie
Courtesy
Farm.
of the OVTPA, the Ontario Vintage Tractor Pullers Association.
Look at that hat.
Wow.
And they
Can you
even
get-
gave me a hat.
Can you get me one of those? I need a hat like that. That is.
I like that hat.
Yes.
Okay.
Showing it off on our video on
Because-
YouTube. You can see it right now.
Okay, calm down because they're not a
one-
sponsor.
No one would know what that stood for. That's awesome.
Well, unless you're a vintage tractor puller,
Well,
you
you
would
might.
know.
Well,
Forman
yes, and don't go to,
is right up his alley.
You do not want to go to ovtpa.ca because that, as it turns out, is the Ottawa Valley Team Penning Association.
I can
can't
tell
just-
you a few other websites not to go. Remember,
Yeah. What was
if
the
you're
one?
looking for
Yeah.
Twinkies.com, it's
don't-
actually Hostess.
Not
It's the
Twinkies?
Hostess. What? Don't
Oh.
look up.
Would
yeah,
you like
that
some
didn't-
websites not to visit music?
I did that at work one day. I had to warn the boss.
Yeah. Twinkies.com
Just so you know,
didn't
that
work
was an
out well.
accident. No, no,
Yeah.
that was not
yeah.
good.
No. Okay.
No. So this is the Ontario Vintage Tractor Pullers Association. They
Okay.
some of these are their own pulls, and some of them are part of fairs at these towns around southwestern Ontario, which is always a big attraction. And so I will be calling the pull.
Okay. How do you do that? How
Now,
do you call it?
yeah, what do you have to do for that?
Yeah,
do
what's
you need to
required?
read up on this?
I wouldn't know what's required. I don't understand tractor pulls. I've been to.
I don't either. I don't know what, like, can it pull or not?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, does it break? And is the tractor ruined? Like, I don't get it.
No, the whole idea is you're pulling.
You're not pulling tractors. Tractors are doing the pulling.
Yes.
Yeah, the tractor. If the tractor
Thomas-
can't pull the weight, what happens? Does
yeah,
it break?
stops.
Well,
So
at
it just
first,
stops.
I honestly thought that a tractor pull at first was like a,
Pulling
like
tractors?
You
like
pull
an
the
old-
tractor
a
with your
vintage-
hands?
Yes, that's what I thought. People
Right,
would,
like
like
one
the
of those
world's strongest
strongmen
men. Yeah,
competitions.
strongmen, and they get them
Actually,
on.
I
They
think that would be
pull
more fun.
like a semi truck, and
Yes.
this one is you pull the
Yeah.
tractor. No,
pull the tractors.
I think that would get a bigger audience.
I think it would be. I think it would get tired quick, though, Rach. Watching guys.
Well, you just
sweat
have to have a
pulling
lot of
tractor.
strong men.
Like
doing
you could
it.
either
or
do
women.
It,
Women
you
could
could
do it
either
too.
do it or you can't.
yeah,
you know what I
Well,
mean.
those competitions
give
they
them
don't
things they can
exactly
do.
pull it very far, and it doesn't exactly move very fast
Sure.
unless there's a slope. And then that was the last we ever saw of that strongman.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, that's
This is what I'm saying, Rach. I mean, I think while that might be entertaining at first, it's one of those things. If you're pulling a tractor, you either can or you can't.
Yes.
yeah. But if it's in neutral, maybe
right.
it's easier.
Well, if it's in park, I bet you
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah, you. It's true,
Okay,
Rach.
fair enough.
That's very much.
I'm
true.
just saying. I
That's
think that
very,
would be. I would
very
be.
observant of
Yeah.
you.
Tractors
Okay.
are meant to pull things, so
I think it would be
They
far
should
more.
pull.
I think it would be far more entertaining, to be honest with you. And no offense, Forman, if Rachel was calling vintage tractor pulls.
Yes.
Because
no, the whole thing would be like, I don't understand how much weight is this? I don't. What
This is what I'm
happens when they
saying.
can't pull anymore?
Yeah,
Is the
exactly.
tractor broken?
Well, that's exactly
'Cause it
like
did too much?
That was you sound exactly like my first foray into sports announcing
Oh, okay.
When
I
was
didn't-
that?
several years ago.
When was that, Forman?
When the regular track announcer at Grand Bend Speedway was unable to attend, so they enlisted my services to call children's go-kart car racing at Grand Bend Speedway.
Oh,
You called races for
I
kids
called
in
the
when
race.
did you do that?
Wow.
Gosh,
it
I
was a
don't
few
remember
years
that.
ago now.
Okay.
Somewhere in the 2010s.
All right. Okay.
I wish we knew more about that.
Children's go-kart. Yes. We should have had a video.
Why?
of
What?
that.
What happened then?
Well, most parents weren't too thrilled with me because you get a sheet of every kid's got a number on their car, and then you get a sheet of with the number, the corresponding driver's name, their sponsors' names, other
Okay.
information you might want to share. So every time they come around turn 4, it's Rachel Gilbert and the number 23 OVTPA, whatever, and you can just talk about it. But many of these children's names are hard to pronounce,
Oh,
at least
boy.
for me.
Right.
And every time they'd come around, there's an audible groan from the crowd when I would get a name
no.
wrong.
Oh boy.
And then the kid would come around again, and I tried
Yeah.
a different way.
Yeah.
Another groan.
Nope. Still wrong.
Yeah,
But by the end of the race, come on, to my credit,
Yeah.
there's definitely an audible, a very sarcastic cheer when I'm up amongst the crowd when I actually got somebody's name right.
yes, but that's a sympathy cheer. That's
It
you know,
absolutely is.
that's,
Yeah, but
know,
if you
it's
got
like
it
when-
right, that's how you know.
That's like when the ref
they were
finally
telling you.
calls
No,
a penalty and
no.
you give him,
Yeah.
ooh,
Oh,
you know.
oh, he can see.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
he can see. Oh, he can read. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard to get names right. You don't want to get them wrong.
No, so I've
Because
learned
that's
from
hard.
that experience,
Yes.
just to reassure all the OVTPA members. I
Right.
have learned from that, and I will make sure I get your name correct.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I
important.
will
That's
visit with
important.
every puller before the pull begins.
Oh, good idea.
Find
How
out
do you,
everything I need to know about your name and all the history of the tractor and anything else you might want me to say. I will say it, and I will say it correctly. I
Okay.
guarantee it.
Okay. Good
All right.
job.
Mostly.
All right,
Yeah.
and is your job to try to amp people up, get
Yes,
them really excited?
absolutely.
Okay.
Uh-huh,
How do you
okay.
get people excited about a tractor pull?
How do
I'm-
you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little
Well,
curious about
I
that.
think I have some YouTube research to watch to try and
Okay.
get some
All right.
Yep.
tactics.
You need
learn from some masters of the trade.
If they're there, I think they're excited anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
they want to see it anyway.
Yeah.
So you want to get people to cheer. All right,
Right.
here comes, and this is all courtesy. And I got roped into this because of Brian from St. Mary's.
Oh, should have known.
Yeah,
Of
he's,
Should
course.
have known he was involved.
he's
Right.
a recent member of this association, and him and his son Tanner have been competing in tractor pulls with their tractor for
Right.
a few years.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
They have a vintage tractor.
They do, and every off. I think this year it was completely taken apart. Like every single individual piece of a tractor was
Whoa.
entirely taken apart and rebuilt.
Amazing.
wow.
I wouldn't. That's
Okay.
So
beyond,
they're either in
beyond-
for a
That's-
very impressive season, or it will be quite a spectacle when it all resorts back to its individual parts on the track.
Oh boy.
That's beyond my comprehension.
we'll
How
see.
you
Yeah.
can do that.
We'll
well,
see.
look, you've got to feign
So which-
excitement, right? That's what you
Oh,
got.
yeah.
Even if you don't know, you have to sound like you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And the
I
best
will know.
way to practice that, you can do that very easily at home. You know, when you get asked questions like, well, I don't know, this dress make me look fat? And you go, no, are you kidding me? Look at you.
You know what my husband says, and that you could borrow this. He says, no, I can hardly see you. You're so thin.
Where'd you go?
Where'd you go? That's
Where'd you go?
Turn sideways.
Oh,
I didn't even know you were there.
I
That's what he
lost
says.
you.
How
And then I
incredible.
laugh and we carry on with our day.
See?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you see? You've
So you
got
guys
to
are
learn.
encouraging me to lie about the tractor.
Yeah.
No. Feign excitement if you don't know. I mean, you need to get the crowd going.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
So
I
what, I
mean-
should make up stories about the tractor? This tractor was salvaged from the bottom of Lake Ontario.
Yes,
No,
listen,
I think that you need to-
This tractor is so vintage, it came over on the Titanic
Yes.
when you pulled it
Yep.
out of the ocean.
Having a
That's
vintage
right.
tractor, I feel like for people who are into tractors, is like having a beautiful ball gown. You know, you want it. You want people to fawn over it and say, "Oh, it looks great! This is such a cool tractor. Here's
Yes.
why it's awesome." And you're gonna have to really milk
I
that.
wouldn't compare a tractor to a ball gown.
Yeah,
but-
because you're saying that you look, Jesus, dressed like make me look fat. No, it
I
doesn't.
see.
It's a beautiful dress.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
this
All right, we're going
tractor is
there
an
again.
amazing
Okay.
looking thing. Look how great it looks. It's this old and it's from this time and this is what they've done to it and da 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 da.
Yeah,
You
well,
gotta
if you want
go all out
to
for that.
know about someone fawning over a tractor and how
Yeah.
much they really love it, you got to talk to Brian's
Okay.
wife, Tammy.
Okay. Oh,
Word
She
has it,
loves the tractor?
she's thrilled with it. She's thrilled about how much space it takes up, how much time it takes, how much it costs, all the travel requirements. She's thrilled with all of it.
I'll
Really,
bet she
I
is.
hear.
I'll
That's
bet
like
she
how
is.
thrilled I am with Jeremy's golf clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably about that much.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Forman, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
You're going to have to keep everybody aware of where you're going to be
Yep.
all summer long.
First poll is in Brigden, August 3rd, 11 a.m.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't miss it.
If you see Forman, get a video of him calling the race. I
Yes,
want to hear it.
Please.
Yeah.
Please. Bring your horses.
Oh,
This is due to underwhelming demand. It's a podcast with Dave, Rachel, and Forman, and it's brought to you by Backus-Page House Museum. And we're going to tell you who they are, what they're doing, and give a little more background. And we appreciate their support. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast.
Absolutely. Yeah. They have a great event coming up Saturday, May 25th, Sunday, May 26th. It's called the Canadian Wartime Homefront, and they've got so much going on. This is an event to bring awareness to what life was like on the Canadian Homefront and efforts made by Canadians to help during the war. I think both wars. They're going to have lots of things to see and do. It's free for kids. It's free for veterans. Adults and seniors pay at the gate. Adults are $15. Seniors are $10. There's no advance tickets, so you just pay at the gate when you get there. And it's in Wallacestown.
just south of Wallacestown.
Just
on
south,
Lakeland
yeah.
Line. Yeah. And I mean, there's so many cool things going on there. We touched on some of them in the last episode. But I mean, some of these other things, like you didn't realize that we brought 100,000 kids to Canada from the UK during both World Wars. And why? And what did they do here? And what service did they provide for us? Well, there'll be a booth there to learn all about that, which is
Interesting.
something I didn't even know about.
Yeah. Huh. They're going to have authors there. They're going to, the Farmerettes are going to be there. The Red Cross is going to be there. You can actually write letters to soldiers, current soldiers right now if you want.
That's a great idea.
While you're there, yeah. The Women's Institute, you can learn how the Institute helped fund the war, take care of soldiers, the women's education here at home, what the women did during the war.
And the Canadian bombshell beauties will be there.
Oh, that's cool.
They're exploring the history of the beauty standards for women and how they changed during both World War I and World War II.
Yeah,
they're going
I
to
find
teach
that
you.
fascinating.
Well, they're going to teach you how to style your hair with a snood.
What's a
A
snood?
snood or a snood?
Snood?
A snood.
That reminds me of the Lorax when he makes a snood, I think.
Does
Sneed.
he?
A thneed. That's what he makes, a
A
sneed.
snood. Well, this is the
Snood.
past tense of sneed. It's
Yeah.
a snood. You
That
can
starts with a T,
learn
though.
how to use cake mascara. I'm sure you already know, Rach, but you can learn.
Well, mascara. I
Which
don't
is
know what
different
cake
than
mascara-
caking it on.
Yes.
Okay,
And you can learn the
hopefully.
history of the Victory Red lipstick, which is kind of fascinating.
Yeah, you can actually learn. There's a dance history tent, I guess, set up there. You can learn how to do the Lindy Hop.
Oh,
Live
cool.
Lindy Hop instruction.
I would-
Instruction.
I would pay money to see all three of us doing that. Well, not myself so much.
I would pay money to see you doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like a
That's
vibrant
cool.
dance that evolved through the war years.
Of course.
Because in times of strife and conflict, when the
Yeah.
world was torn, dancing led people to find solace in the steppes from dusk till dawn.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah. They're going to have a black market there, and this is kind of a covert thing. Like, it's not going to be something you can go find. You have to try and spot the black market seller, and they will have fake contraband. But, of course, during the war, a lot of people relied on the black market to get food and other items because there was shortages. Some things were illegal. So you have to keep your eye out for someone who you think might be selling contraband.
Like, is it some?
That's not a booth. That's somebody,
No.
like, you got to spot
Oh,
them.
it's
And
like
it
a
won't
little
look like
game.
current
Yeah, it's like a
contraband
game.
you might buy in a street corner.
Sure.
It's like some guy in a large coat trying to sell you some onions, perhaps.
And he opens it with all the watches. Hello,
Yeah.
do you
Could
want?
be,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, would you
Hey.
like? Hey, do you want a turnip?
A turnip.
A turnip.
All right,
this is happening.
There's so many things going on. We can't
Yeah.
we don't have
No.
enough time to mention
That's
them
not
all.
even all of it, yeah.
But they have, you can find them on Instagram at Backus-Page House, on Twitter at Backus-Page House. Sorry,
No,
that's
Backus.
Backus. I always want to say Backus. And Backus-Page House Museum on Facebook, Backus-Pagehouse.ca. It's all coming up May 25, 26.
25th and 26th on Lakeview Line, just south of Wallacestown.
This is due to underwhelming demand, the podcast that'll make you feel good about yourself because you're not us. Simple as that.
Some people are like, "Are you still doing that podcast?" I'm like,
yeah, still doing the thing. Yeah.
we are.
Yeah, those are the people that haven't
You're
even
still-
listened yet.
You're still talking about your sorry, sad lives.
Yeah.
Was the alternative name for this podcast. Sorry, sad
sorry,
lives.
sad lives.
Our sorry, sad
Yeah,
life.
sorry, sad lives. It's all brought to you today, of course, by the Backus-Page House Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Rach?
Okay, we were at McDonald's recently because we were going through the drive-thru. We're getting Happy Meals for the kids. And Jeremy, I couldn't believe this happened. Jeremy, and I don't know if this happened to anybody else. I think this is the ultimate compliment, though. He was ordering, and he ordered, I want 2 Happy Meals, this kind, and I want this sauce and these drinks, and here's what I like, everything here, bang, bang, boom. And the guy was like, okay,
Bing,
yep,
bing,
got
bong,
it.
Bong, bing.
Bing, bing, bing,
Bing.
bong, bing, bong, bing.
Bing, bong, bing, boom, bong, boom. That's the Peppa Pig thing.
Oh,
Bing,
we weren't
bong,
thinking of
bingly,
that.
bongly, boom. Remember that? You know that? Anyway, okay.
I don't know.
Ay, ay, ay.
Anyway, we get up to the first window to pay, and the guy is like, that was the most efficient ordering that I've ever had. That was like 10 out of 10
Wow.
efficient ordering.
Wow.
And I thought, wow, this is just like, I equate this to being, everyone should strive to be an 11 out of 10 pedestrian. When you cross the street and there's a car waiting for you,
Oh, yeah.
you kind of
Run,
hurry
run,
a
run.
little, you shuffle
Run.
a little faster.
Don't walk
you wave
slow.
at you don't saunter, right? You
Oh,
kind of shuffle
yeah.
a little, you wave at the car, thanks for letting me go, even though you have the right of way as the pedestrian, but you try and get out of that car's way as
Yes,
fast as you can.
absolutely.
Because you're an expert 11 out of 10 pedestrian. And
Yes.
I think that Jeremy's ordering at McDonald's, because the girls always get the same thing, so we know what they're going to have.
Right.
And this guy actually complimented him on being such an efficient orderer. He said, that's a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Efficient
can we
way to
analyze
order.
this? Can we
Yeah,
analyze this
sure.
just a little bit further? Can we? Can I?
I just think this is how everyone should strive to live.
I don't want to burst your balloon, but tell me about
But he
the.
has a pin in his hand.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
a pin in my
exactly.
hand.
Always.
Tell me about the guy that gave you this information. Give me a guesstimate of his age.
He was like late teens.
So when he says
Maybe early
that's-
20s.
that's the best, most efficient ordering I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm. I think the teenagers working at McDonald's they get a lot of
They see
orders.
it all.
Your daughter
Yes.
works at McDonald's.
He's,
That's where
he's
he
experienced
gets-
enough to know.
But she is.
Yeah,
no,
oh yeah, he's gotten enough orders through the
He's
drive-thru.
experienced, but not enough to know.
No,
You
he's
don't think
enough
so?
to know.
No,
Because
I
you
don't
know,
think
people
so.
go through the drive-thru and they're like, I think I want a Happy Meal. Okay, what kind of Happy Meal? What nuggets?
well, I get that.
guess.
Look, and I
Okay,
understand.
do you want to drink with that?
I
Yeah.
understand
What do you
that.
have?
I
Nope,
understand.
you've got to go up to the thing and you got to
They've
know.
never seen a menu before. Like, are
Yeah.
you serious?
It's
Get out of the
McDonald's.
line.
Everybody knows what they have. Like,
Yeah.
go to the back until you're ready to order,
Yeah.
and don't hold up everybody else in the drive-thru.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I can tell you, and I could run this by my daughter. Like, you get
Yeah,
people
you should.
that are
Please do.
I will
actually.
ask
Yes.
because she
She
doesn't.
will.
I think that
you know.
she would appreciate a 10 out of 10 orderer like Jeremy.
Yes, but
So efficient.
But if this kid's a teenager, let me tell
Yeah.
you something. All the things that I knew and was certain of when I was a teenager
Mm-hmm.
are bullshit. They were all wrong.
No,
they all
I
turned
think in
out
this
to be
case,
wrong.
I think
That's
he's an
true,
expert.
Forman, am I right?
Well,
You know?
in some cases, yes.
You're right. Why
pretty
we should have
much.
called this about our sad lives. Yes.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yes, that's right.
Everything
Even
you
everything
thought
I
as a
think I know
teenager was
now
right.
is bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't,
That's
Well, I
all
think
wrong.
everybody, you want to
Come
be a perfect pedestrian.
Yes.
You want to be the perfect orderer.
Yes.
Or otherwise you don't go up until you know what you want.
Well, I agree with you.
You don't go up to that speaker until you know what you're going to ask for.
You got that right.
Okay,
That's right.
Look, I'm not arguing with you. Everybody should strive to be that.
Yep.
And while you're at it, when you're going into a parking lot where there's a gate and you have to take a ticket, or you have to, or
Yes.
you're exiting said parking lot,
Yep.
and you've got to,
You have that
negotiate
credit
that.
card ready,
You
and your
have
ticket ready. You're not digging through your purse.
Required to be ready.
Exactly.
I don't want to wait behind you.
Yep.
Like
I did with several other people.
Yeah.
I get really frustrated, and I'm sure Rachel's one of these because my wife is
Oh, my
one.
God.
For people that go to it's like they go to the drive-through ATM or they go to the parking lot where they got to get in and they need a ticket. They have to open their door and get half out of their car to get it.
Well,
drive
sometimes
closer.
you don't get that close.
If
That's
you
why.
can't reach, you should, maybe get someone taller to drive.
Well, okay. Sometimes I'm by myself and I can't reach because I'm not
I
a
knew
man,
you were one of those.
and
I
I'm not
knew.
6 feet tall like
I
the two
knew.
of you.
I
Well,
knew
while
you
we're
were
piling on, I
Just
would also
saying.
like to add that if you're trying to pay in that McDonald's or that Tim Hortons drive-through
Well, we're piling on. Okay, go
with
ahead.
their app, maybe open it before you get to the window and make sure you can open the the barcode page. It doesn't
Yeah.
need to do an update and download a new version first before you're waving your phone out the window and they can't scan it because
Right.
your phone isn't ready for them.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe
The
that-
McDonald's app
Yeah.
takes forever to open. You have to do it before you get in line.
Tim Hortons
You
is the
have to.
same. Yep.
Tim Hortons takes forever to open too.
Yep.
And then my phone will go black and they're like, "There's nothing there," and they roll their eyes at not me, obviously, because I never do that.
No.
Of course not you.
So do you remember exactly how Jeremy placed his order? Because I would like
Yeah.
to know how to be that efficient. Like
He
I would
said-
really like this to be kind of an instructional situation.
Okay, here's what our order. It was just the two Happy Meals because we were on our way somewhere and they needed to eat. He said, "Hi, can I get 2 Happy Meals, both nuggets with fries, and one with a chocolate milk and one with an orange juice, and both with sweet and sour sauce?" And the
All
guy
right
was
there
like,
for you.
"Yeah, got it."
All in one phrase.
He didn't have
done.
to ask any questions because we know what we know what they need. So he just ordered, and the guy was like, "That was 10 out of 10 efficient
I will
ordering."
say.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
efficient.
Because
That's
it's very easy. It's too easy to be like, yeah, I'll get 2 Happy Meals. And then they have to ask, okay, well, what kind of drinks do you
Hamburger?
want?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want the-
what
yeah.
kind of, hey, what drinks do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you got to ask your kids. No,
What's-
we ask them ahead of time. We're like,
What's
"What drinks
sauce?
do you want
Yeah.
today?"
Yeah.
Everybody wants sweet and
Oh,
sour.
gosh, our kids do
Although
that.
the
They're
one
like,
thing
I
about-
want lemonade. Like, they don't have lemonade.
Yeah.
Lemonade. No, they don't have it.
Pick something else.
You've got to be ready.
You have to
when
give
you
them like
get
2
there.
choices: apple
Please
juice or
be
orange
ready.
juice. Pick one.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Or milk.
Please
Whatever.
Or milk.
be ready.
Yeah.
Don't decide.
You got to be ready
while there. Be
because
ready.
everyone loves it. Everyone loves it. The people behind you love it. The people working there love it. It's the way to behave when it's the same as I said, as being an expert pedestrian.
Okay. All right. We got it. Jeremy's the best.
Happy Father's Day.
This is due to Underwhelming Demand, the podcast that, well, it's actually I would say this is the colonoscopy of podcasts.
What?
Insert your own joke there, okay?
Okay.
There's a million. It's
Insert.
crappy.
Did we-
You're
I
glad it's over.
Insert.
Pain in the ass. Not a fun way to spend an hour.
That's true.
The jokes are endless.
Sure.
Actually, that's a joke. They're endless. There you go. That sucks. And this colonoscopy of podcasts is brought to you by Backus-Page House Museum, of course.
Yes. And
situated in the picturesque Johnny Pierce Provincial Park just south of Wallacestown, Ontario, in the heart of the Talbot settlement on the shores of Lake Erie, where you can enjoy the Spicer Trail, heritage gardens, historic barn, outbuildings, and our 1850s Georgian-style house museum. Plus, coming up this weekend, the Canadian Wartime Homefront
There
event.
you go.
Yes. Discover
Take it.
life on the Canadian Homefront
Yeah,
during
take the family, go.
World War I and II.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, go out
May
there.
25th and 26th
Got
on
it.
Lakeview Line in Wallacestown is where it is, and you pay at the gate.
There you go.
10 to 4, kids and veterans, free.
Free.
Perfect.
Okay. Police say suspicious package delivered to an Ontario legislature was found to be gravy. Nobody wants
Gravy.
That's no.
You
that's
can't
it.
mail that.
That's a
Made or the
headline.
powder?
That's a headline. I have more. I have more headlines.
Yay. All right.
This one here is leaking.
What's this brown stuff coming out?
It's a leaking, Clark. Yeah.
Wrapped up her damn cat.
Yeah. These are real headlines. I don't make these up. I don't have to. These
No.
are actual real headlines, and I want to thank the both of you for contributing to my headlines.
Yes, well, a friend of mine sent me one to pass on to you, and
Foreman-
people send them to us, too.
Foreman sent me the same headline. Here we go. Here
I
was,
found
The
a few.
courtesy Rachel and Forman. Here we go. Man up to no Gouda attacks officer with block of cheese.
Headlines.
It's very
Yeah,
cleverly written.
That's good. I like
You're
that. Yeah.
you're missing another
Yeah.
key layer of the story is Newfoundland man.
Yes, it was a Newfoundland
Okay.
man. That's true.
If only it
Newfoundland
was
man.
in Florida, but close
Yeah.
enough for Canada.
Close enough. Close
Yeah.
enough.
Yep.
And from Forman, mom who gave up entire life to raise 6 kids in tears on Mother's Day after getting no recognition, quote, of all the days.
What?
That's an actual headline.
That's horrible.
Forman finds that headline hysterical.
I hope you bought your mom that Instapot. Did you get her one? You didn't? After all that?
Of all the days.
Oh, my God.
A woman who gives up entire life.
Yeah.
I gave my
And her
entire
kids
life
had
to my
no,
kids,
like, what
and
the
they
heck?
didn't even, they didn't call.
Oh,
No
my
call,
gosh.
No nothing.
Turns out she raised some 6 ungrateful little.
You
Yeah.
find it interesting, Forman, that the only person who didn't laugh at that headline
Is the mother?
is the mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that might happen.
Right.
New York Mets fan removed from Dollar Hot Dog Night after fans throw extra hot dogs at him.
Real headlines.
Why did he get removed?
I think he
For his own safety?
Yeah, maybe for his own safety.
Oh, I see,
Nothing
okay.
like being pelted with
I actually
wieners.
have a good fact about a good fun fact. Pelted with wieners.
Which, by the way, is a great band
There are
name.
so many jokes
That's
you
a
could
great
say.
band name, pelted
There's
with wieners.
so many jokes right there.
I mean,
Okay.
that's a
All
great
right.
band name. All right. Here we go. More headlines. Skier dead after attempting to jump over highway in Colorado.
Headlines.
Well,
Too soon on that one?
Yeah.
Too soon.
when did it happen?
Well,
Yeah. How long ago was
Not
it?
that long
Was it
ago.
yesterday? Too soon.
the natural selection. It's,
That's
it's just
true. I mean,
the way it
you're
works.
right. Yep.
North Carolina child's monster in the closet was, in fact, 50,000 bees in the wall.
That's an actual
There's a
headline.
monster in the closet, Mommy. Yes, sure.
50,000 bees,
Bees.
and no one but the kid
Yeah,
heard it?
bees.
This is why you don't say Candyman in the mirror 3 times.
No,
Oh, my
ever.
gosh.
It's made of
Come on.
bees.
Don't do
Yep.
that. Man files missing persons case after girlfriend won't return his calls.
Real headlines.
I don't think she's your girlfriend anymore. I think you
good
broke
point.
up.
He thinks he's just not reading,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Read the room.
You gotta read. Scarborough woman wants answers after being told she is dead.
I would feel the same. I would
Well,
want
not
answers.
only are you dead, but you're in, you're still in Scarborough, which is just off twice. That's just. That
We all
sucks.
just assumed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Conservative MP thinks Tim Hortons' new lids are woke.
That's an actual
The
headline.
fuck?
Hell.
They're
What
testing. They're testing new lids that aren't plastic. They're sort
Doesn't
Oh, they're
mean
kind of
anything.
a paper thing. Anyway, just
What is being woke?
Woke.
Just
I don't
being
know.
like sensitive to other
ask,
people?
Ask a conservative
Being
MP.
eco-friendly,
I'm sure
I
they'll
guess,
tell you.
in this
I know
Any
to guarantee a
conservative
wrong answer. Ask a conservative MP.
MP. No, well, they will give you an answer.
Wow, okay.
Some Americans, this is a great headline. I don't know why I like this. Some Americans think they could beat a bear in a fist fight.
Real headlines.
Again,
Well,
Some
I guess it
Americans also
depends.
think they can beat a highway on
good.
skis.
Sure, I can harken you back to the skier headline.
I can beat a highway on skis.
That's right. It's not going to happen. And by the way, bears don't have fists, okay?
Right,
So,
yeah.
you know, it's not gonna
They're not
happen.
going to fist fight you, but you could
Yeah.
try and fist fight them.
They will win the slap fight.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
slap
yeah.
fight.
Uh-huh.
Judge orders Alabama driver to apologize or face jail for telling officer, "Get your ass out of my way."
Headlines.
If only it worked, though.
That doesn't never. Goes
If only it
well.
worked.
It doesn't go over well with
No.
the police.
Does it have to be a
Get
public
your ass
apology?
out of my way. Anyway, off to that's Alabama, but let's go a little further south to Florida,
Uh-huh.
where Florida man arrested for a pizza bite and run at racetrack.
That's an actual headline.
What's that mean?
Everything that I think it's pretty. I think racetrack is obvious. A
Yeah.
pizza bite and run is don't hold your pizza too high, or you
Somebody
know,
else will bite it.
Somebody else will take a bite. That's right.
That's funny, actually.
Don't try that at the tractor pull.
Bite,
I
a
swear
bite
to
and
goodness.
run.
I swear to God, if you eat my
Bite and
pizza.
run. Florida man yells, "I have a cold," before spitting in Walmart clerk's face during
Oh.
item return dispute.
Oh
Real
my
headlines.
God.
That's not nice.
No, that's
That's-
very gross.
Yeah, that's not nice.
What's wrong with
Just
people?
really not nice.
You know who's not a 10 out of 10 efficient orderer? That guy.
That guy. Florida man charged with flushing Florida woman's fish down toilet. That's not nice
Headlines.
either.
Was it alive?
Although it depends on how big the fish was.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
How big and alive the fish was, I suppose. I don't know. Florida man mistakes cop for cab, ends up with free ride to jail.
That's an actual
Thought the cop
headline.
car was a cab.
So the cabs with the
Gets
sirens
free
on
ride.
now.
Right, yeah.
Gets free
Yeah.
ride to jail.
Sure.
That's the positive.
That is always free, actually. You
always
don't have to pay for that.
You always got to find the positive in
Sure.
there.
Yeah.
Do
silver
not pass
lining.
go direct once you're
That's
directly
right,
in jail.
directly to
Yeah.
You don't
jail.
have to pay $500 when
That's
you land
right.
on Park Place.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly.
You land on Park Place.
Florida woman named Crystal Methvin arrested for, guess what?
Meth.
Yeah.
Her name was Crystal Methvin or
Crystal-
Metvin?
Crystal Methvin.
Real headlines.
You can't make
That's
this
a
stuff up.
self-fulfilling prophecy.
That's
you
right.
can't
You
name your
cannot-
kid
you-
Crystal
and you-
Methvin.
I
And you
need to
cannot.
know from her parents, was that on purpose?
Yeah.
And you cannot make this stuff up.
Yeah.
Naked Florida woman arrested after breaking into neighbor's home.
Yes. Yeah.
Headlines.
It's so damn
Florida.
hot. It's so damn
It is
My
hot.
God,
yeah.
the heat.
It's,
The heat,
it's hard
yeah.
to blame her.
Sure.
Where is your air conditioner?
Yeah.
Florida woman throws bowling ball at lady's head during intense Miami brawl.
Wow.
The-
That's
the
some
key-
strength
That's an
there.
actual-
Yeah, the
Headline.
key to that is that headline is the word intense. That is intense.
That is intense.
You're throwing
right.
a bowling ball. That's
Yes.
intense.
Really got out of hand.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah.
Escalated quickly.
That escalated quickly with the bowling. Why do you have a bowling ball just there?
Yeah,
Like,
that's right. Florida man.
Three
who
fingers
goes-
in all
That's
at
right.
all times.
well,
That's
that's
easy
true.
to
It's
throw,
kind of
yeah.
you can just chuck it over. If
Give
you
it
can
a-
lift it
well,
over your head, over your
sure.
shoulder, sure.
Florida man who goes by the name Pee Wee accused of exposing himself to shoppers at Target, Walmart, and
Yeah.
Burlington stores.
Herman, Pee Wee
Real
Herman.
headlines.
Just Pee Wee. Hey, Pee Wee, what are you doing?
But didn't Pee Wee Herman do that in a movie theater?
He did, yes.
And yeah,
Well, he
Okay.
died.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Why? Do you think that's too soon? That happened a long time
I'm
ago.
going to happen a while ago. It did
Happened a
happen.
long time ago. It was like the
Why do you
90s.
think it's
Yeah.
Pee Wee caught? Pee Wee gets caught with. Yeah, no.
It's Pee Wee. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Florida man claims he caught a time traveler coming out of his shed.
Wow.
Headlines.
That's just a homeless person, though. I think
Well, or somebody with a mullet. I mean,
mullets are
could
back
be.
now, though.
See?
All the
Could
kids
be.
have mullets.
That could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
Florida man stopped at Miami International Airport with snakes in his pants.
Okay.
That's
Is
an
that
On
a-
actual
the
headline.
plane.
Is that a snake in your pants or? Wait a minute, it is a snake. in
Oh
your
my
pants.
God! It's moving.
It's moving.
Too
There's
much.
several snakes.
It's moving in an unusual way.
That's right.
Okay.
One more. Okay.
face.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay. I'm just saying.
And finally, machete-wielding Florida man.
Uh-huh.
Maintenance worker. That's a lot
tracks.
to unpack, okay? Let me just run that
The
by you
maintenance
again.
worker would have a machete, so that tracks.
Machete-wielding Florida man maintenance worker accused of threatening pickleball players.
Real headlines.
Because there's nothing more annoying than pickleball.
There are so many of them now. There's just so many of them.
It's pretty fun.
He might have been just trying to garden.
It's fun to play, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, just saying. Sometimes.
Yep, I get it.
Just saying.
Yeah.
If I've got a machete, if I'm
Watch out.
If I'm wielding a machete,
Get out of my way.
Best you don't play pickleball.
Yes.
Okay?
Go home.
Just go home. This is due to underwhelming demand, the podcast with Dave, Rachel, and Forman. Once again, sponsored this time around by Backus-Page House Museum. Big event, May 25, 26. Take the whole family. You pay at the gate. Kids are free. Veterans are free. It's an experience. You should go.
Yeah,
should
if you
go.
want to try
Absolutely.
on one of the uniforms soldiers wore in World War I or World War II, you can do that. You can take part in grenade training, machine
Grenade
gun
training.
gas training.
Wow.
And it's pretty cool.
You never know.
This
you
is
never
the
know when that
Canadian.
Never know.
It's called the Canadian Wartime Homefront event. It's on Lakeview Line in Wallacestown at the Backus-Page House Museum is putting it on. It's all about life in Canada during World War I and World War II. They have so many exhibits and events and things happening that we can't even mention them all. But we've
Just
mentioned
go.
a bunch.
Go.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 4. Kids and veterans are free.
There you go.
May
Thank
25th
you.
and 26th.
And we thank them for their support of this podcast. If you'd like to
Absolutely.
support the podcast and sponsor us, get a hold of us, Dave Rachel Forman at gmail.com or in any of the social media platforms. You can find a way to get a hold of us. We have prices in everyone's budget.
Starting
Am I-
at $75 per
Am I right?
episode. If you just want to
Absolutely.
buy one episode, we're happy to have you.
There you go.
Or
All
you
right.
can email us anytime about whatever you want, because we love to get your emails at daverachelforman@gmail.com.
Okay. By the way, this is part of the podcast where we actually do read some of your correspondence with us. And before we do that, I want to shout out a guy. I was having lunch at a place called Grog's, which is a great name.
Where's that?
It's right on Highway 21, just outside of Port Franks. Can't miss it.
Okay.
Place
All
was
right.
packed. It was pouring rain last weekend. And so we're walking out of Grog's, and some guy stopped me on my way out the door and said, "Hi, Dave. I just wanted to come and say thank you." And I said,
Oh.
well, you're welcome, and thank you for stopping by. And then he turned around and he left. Now, I don't know what he's
Don't know
thanking
what he
me
thanked
for.
you for?
Well, it could be. Maybe he's thanking me for, no longer working on the radio. I
Yeah,
assume.
could
I don't
be.
know. But
Thank you for
Or
getting
he's
out
got
of there,
the wrong
you guys.
Dave. I don't know.
or he's got
Maybe
the
he's
wrong
got
Dave. Or
Maybe he thought you helped him with
But
something.
maybe, because I thought it was very nice. Maybe he was just thanking me, and by thanking me, thanking both of you for, maybe the podcast or maybe the radio show.
Well, we can
I'll-
only hope.
I'll take it.
We can
that
only
way.
hope.
I'll try to take it that way. Although
Let's
it has
assume
occurred
that.
to me, he's probably just thanking me for leaving.
Well, that's nice.
This is nice
Well,
of him to do
if it
that.
is for listening,
Yeah.
thank you for listening.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you to our sponsors again for also sponsoring and listening. And because I just noticed Dave is wearing a 4 Oxford T-shirt.
I am
Previous
indeed.
sponsor.
Oh, where'd you get
I-
that? You went there and got it.
Gee, I wonder.
I wonder.
cool.
Right? Yes.
Oh,
yes.
good. Yes, they were a title sponsor for a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And see, we still bring them up. So we love our
Yeah.
sponsors
Do
at
we
all
ever?
times.
Do we ever?
Last episode, Foreman, you went off about lawn cutting. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot of feedback on that.
Yeah.
Pamela wrote to us and she says, "Hi guys, just want to say thanks for the laughs. I always anticipate your next episode and how Dave will introduce it as just like a whatever. So where do you come up with these comparisons?" She says, "Pure genius."
Yeah, pure genius. That's me, all right.
She says, "To put my 2 cents in, because we were talking about reunions, yes, Dave, befriend all your old buddies from high school and college. It does wonders for your self-esteem to see how fat and old they look.
Oh, there
You
you
don't even have to socialize or interact with them, but trolling their Facebook pages sure does answer the nagging questions. Whatever happened to so-and-so? Did they ever become a doctor? Are they still married to the high school jock.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
all
then
right.
we go
Yeah,
into
I could do that. I could do that. I could troll like the best of them. So
Sure, you've got
troll
lots of
away.
friends. Yeah.
That's what
Troll
this
away.
podcast is for.
Trolling.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as when it's appropriate to cut your grass, well, good thing you don't live next to my husband. Dave, you would be throwing your pool critters into our garden as revenge.
Yes, I would.
My husband has found out that our 52-inch deck Holy Muffler oil-burning riding lawnmower has headlights. Yes, that's right. He now cuts the grass well into the night.
Oh, jeez.
It is nothing for him to come into the house at 11:30 p.m. after riding the mower for the last 3 hours.
No.
My goodness.
I'm amazed that the neighbors have not run us out of Dodge. Thank yourselves lucky, or think yourselves lucky that you don't live near us.
Yeah.
Thanks again for the laughs. Can't wait for the next episode from Pamela.
Oh, thank you, Pamela.
you,
That's,
Pamela.
You must have. You got a big property if he's riding around on a.
Oh, yeah.
3
You got
hours.
a riding mower.
Your neighbors can't be that close.
I
if it takes
feel
you
like
that
your
long.
neighbors are, and if you're
Yeah.
living in an area where you've got that much property and your neighbors
Mm-hmm.
aren't that close, have at it. Cut your grass at 3 a.m. I don't care.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
they're not the only people I'm glad I don't live next door to.
Oh,
okay. Who else?
Because Trudy has sent us a message that says, in light of your recent episode, I just got home from my brother's, and my husband is mowing the lawn at 7 p.m.
Oh, wow.
It makes me think of you guys. And side note, he works from home every day. So the guy's home all day, and he's still doing it at 7
Well, he's
p.m.
working. 7
true.
p.m. to me is not that late. It's still daylight.
Be glad,
daylight.
Foreman, we live hours away from you. I'm very glad.
7 o'clock at night, yo.
Okay.
Holy.
Ainsley sent us a message and said, Rachel is on point with the grass cutting. We religiously cut it either before 10 a.m. or after 5 p.m. when it's cooler and I'm not going to sweat my balls off. But also, who cuts it after 8 p.m.? It's too dark and it will look like you had a 2-4 and attempted to cut it. Unless
Not
you
if
have
you have
lights like
headlights.
Pamela.
Yeah, unless you got the lights on the
Yeah.
tractor. Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Wow. That sentiment is continued, by the way. We got a Spotify message that simply says, and it's from Casey, that says, "Oh, Rachel, you were on fire on this episode. Love it."
Oh, thank you. What did I do?
That's all it says.
Okay,
Just,
well, I'm
just
glad.
generally, you were on
You
fire.
were
Great.
on fire.
Now,
Great.
Jen has sent us a message, says, listening to Forman complain about lawn cutting,
Mm.
it reminded me why I moved to the country. Every inconvenience of not being near the grocery store or not being able to get takeout, so worth it because people aren't incessantly cutting their damn lawns.
Yeah.
I added that last part. but,
Okay.
you know.
Well,
or
yeah,
she can cut it
again,
whenever she feels like it.
When you're in the country,
All
you
that,
can't hear
yeah.
it anyway.
True,
Right.
yeah. Jamie says, I heard you chatting about grass cutting etiquette. I only cut the grass between 10 and 4. Jamie, can you please move in next door?
Uh-huh. Okay.
You're a 10 out of 10 efficient neighbor.
Yes. I don't like when people start their lawn mowers early in the morning or at 8 at night. I want to enjoy the peace and quiet in the mornings and evenings. Also, about the air fryer or Instant Pot discussion, we only use the Instant Pot and don't like the air fryer.
Okay.
Oh, wow. We're the opposite here.
I don't have an
an
Instapot, so I only use the air fryer.
I have one. If you like, we just use it as a doorstop.
Store stuff.
That's all it does.
Okay.
You could have it. You could have it.
Okay.
Janice has said, again, on the grass cutting topic, I live in an apartment condo and there's a house close by that obviously takes pride in their property. I hear them cut the lawn, but the one that surprised me was the vacuuming of their indoor-outdoor carpet on their very large back deck. And he was out at dinner hour tonight mowing the lawn.
Oh,
So dinner hour lawn cutting and vacuuming the deck.
right. Just get a
Shame.
broom. Shame. Shame.
Get a broom.
Get a broom.
Shame.
There, you're right. Good
If
grief.
your deck needs vacuuming, you can't use a broom.
Why?
You can't.
Sweep it off.
You can't sweep it off. Maybe you have a carpet out there or something.
Well,
You
that's
know
what they
I
were
mean?
vacuuming. Yeah, the
Yeah,
carpet.
exactly, yeah.
That's why I got rid of our outdoor carpet because it had just attracted dirt. I'm like, this is ridiculous. We're just not gonna have a carpet on the deck.
Uh-huh.
It's dumb.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Scarlett has sent us a very nice message, just a general, very lovely, glowing review of the three of us. It says,
Oh, great.
Thank you for mentioning my answers for today for the poll questions we talked about last week. I always
Oh.
get so excited when I hear my name, especially after having somewhat of a bad day. You made me
Aw.
smile. Just hearing my name once is good, but 3 times was the boost I needed. Thanks for all the laughs on the drive to and from work. It's a great way to start and end the workday.
Oh,
well, there
I'm
you go.
glad.
There's
well,
your
thank
name
you.
again. So you're another boost.
Yes.
There you go.
We just love it when you email us or message us. You can. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Or you can leave messages on Spotify. You can leave messages on Podbean because that's where we host our podcast. Or email daverachelforman@gmail.com. If you'd like to buy us a coffee for $5, you can do that too at buymeacoffee.com/underwhelming. That's our page there. So thank you very much.
Oh, well, I don't want to risk us ending on a high note.
Okay.
So I'll share one more message.
Okay, one more.
Oh, okay.
Melissa says, "Oh, reunions, the one place where you can brag all about yourself to people. I
Yeah.
despise them and steer clear. I stay in contact with those I want to, and I don't need to see the ones that were a pain in my ass and play nicey nice."
Oh,
Yeah.
See, there you
Yeah,
go.
I kind of feel the same way. Like I
Yeah.
see the people I want to see, and I'm good.
Mhm.
I'm fine.
See?
Yeah.
Well, and you were giving me a hard time about reunions, and here, look.
Well, I
you know,
mean, yeah.
I was right. That doesn't happen very
I'm
often.
still going to the other one, and I'm going to bring you as my. What do you
Yeah,
have to bring?
yeah.
Relics?
Memorabilia.
Memorabilia.
My memorabilia.
Sure.
And there's the
Great.
tone we want to end with.
That's the one.